Sir, yesterday's questions.
Yesterday some question was pending.
No, you said you will discuss.
Which question I said? Wait a second. Let me check once.
Beneath originals,
Cavitation.
sir.
Beneath originals. Okay. Wait a second. That is in different place. Problems. Teachers. Beneath originals are here. Okay, right. These questions are there.
Yes.
So, see, in this question, very simple way to do this. I will give you a very simple way to do this one as well as the third one. Both of these we can do in an easy way by center of mass concept. How can we do by that? First of all, why I'm showing this diagram here? Why this diagram is even drawn in this way? The reason is this diagram. By this diagram, can you tell me where is the center of mass located?
On the line.
On the vertical.
On the
vertical line. On the vertical and a distance
where
of
the
2
line,
by pi from C.
Where the lines are meeting, where the vertical lines are. Where this wait a second. Let me show you that where it will be. This is a vertical line and this is also a vertical line. Anyway, now we know center of mass will be lying along this vertical line somewhere. But you observe, it means it is non-uniform. First of all, it should be non-uniform. Otherwise, it will not happen like that. If it is non-uniform, then only it can happen in this way. Because this theta is 30 degree. If it is, let us say, uniform rod, uniform semicircular ring, then we know this theta cannot be 30 degrees. In fact, this was a question which I had asked before, that what will be theta? What theta do we expect if I take?
Yes.
Sir, can it equal 2 by pi?
Yes, exactly right. So for this particular case, if I take this line here, which line? This line I'm talking about. If I draw this line here, then it will be coming out to be in this direction. I know center of mass lies along this line as well as along this line. But if I draw both the lines in the same diagram, then that point which is common to both the lines, that will be the point locating the center of mass. Right or not? This point will be location of center of mass here.
Yes, sir.
This point.
Yes, sir.
So this point is the center of mass here. This point is the location of center of mass. And now what? Now we can say that tan theta will be equal to RCM divided by R. Motion vector of center of mass divided by R. So we can find out YCM, or we can say let it be y-axis. Let it be y-axis, and let along the other side let it be x-axis. Let this be x-axis. Here this line will become y-axis also, and this line will become x-axis. Right or not? And center of mass will be lying in which location? Center of mass we know lies along this y-axis line. Center of mass lies along y-axis line, so it will be lying at a distance. If I make angle from one end, then that angle from one end it is subtending as 30 degree. Means if I join this line, then this angle will be here 30 degree. Anyway, once we understood this, then we can tell what is the. Now let me make a 3D diagram for this. 3D diagram is I will draw such diagram for the ring, semicircular ring, and let me take our. This is our x-axis was this side. Let us say x-axis, x, y, z. Maybe x I will take this side, x, and this side I will take y, and this side it will become z. Okay, I want to find somewhere along z, because I gave in this way that at a z, at a distance r in the z, where that in YCM, what is the value of YCM? YCM is coming out to be R tan 30. R tan 30 means that is
R by root 3.
R by root 3. R tan 30 means R by root 3. Yes.
Nothing, sir. Sir, nothing. R by root 3, sir.
YCM is R by root 3. Next. I told you before, I think so, that in this case, I can write, what is the form? How do we write? First of all, take some element here. Take some element dm. In this dm element, if I join it with this, then I will be getting it in this way. G into dm divided by r square. Let it be r. Here I want to find at p point. So g into dm by r square G into dm by r square. And next, towards the mass means towards the direction vector of this vector which I have taken, this one, towards this side, right? Into r cap. I am taking P point as origin. Okay. So with respect to this, I am taking, so that will be along r cap direction. Think in that way. Anyway, now this is E, dE. What will be net E? Net E will be integral of this. If I want to integrate it, I can write G into dm by r cube into r cap, and that will become G outside, r cube outside, constant because, and we are left with r vector, total r vector into dm integral, and that is nothing but m into rcm. M is given as, mass is given as m only. So m into rcm, gm by r cube into rcm. We have done this before. There is nothing new till now. Now, where is the rcm? Now we will do something after this. This much you should be knowing already, but valid only when all the points are at same distance. And here that point is still valid here. So we can do it. We can apply it here. So what do we get now? This angle is this is rcm, and we can find, we don't need that angle also. We need just ycm, and this is our z value. Z value is r. So I can write it as r along minus k cap plus ycm. Ycm was r by root 3.
Root 3 along the positive k caps.
This into gm by total r value will be r square plus r square under the root, which will be r root 2 whole cube. This is the value of E. Now you can find its magnitude also. This was direction wise. If we are able to find direction, we can take magnitude as well. Getting answer?
Yes, sir.
Nice. This one you got. And this one I did it by one way yesterday. We can do it by another way also. But I will not recommend you to do by another way. The way which I chosen yesterday, that is not by another way. In fact, I can do it by 3-4 ways. But the one way which I chose yesterday, that was, I think, quite simple only. Was that simple or not? That was quite simple. By that also we can do such questions. Now, this one will be simpler by another method. So if I have, we have knowledge of multiple methods, then we can choose method according to our own convenience also, depending upon for which particular case which is more suitable. First of all, let us say I want to find out what is the force acting on this. First of all, don't assume 5 row and 7 row. I will assume first, it will be easier if I assume everything to be just row. If I assume everywhere it to be row or row only, not 5 row and 7 row, but row only, then it will be easier, because after that what I will do, whatever answer I will get by row, I will multiply that by 35. By 35 I will multiply by 35.
7 row, sir.
Yes, here it is 5 times, and that is becoming 7 times. So overall it will become obviously 35 times. Okay, right. For the time being, take it as row. If I take it as row, then what is the formula now? I will use this formula. This one, take from the center and go at a distance r, and then what is the, take a dm element here. If I take a small dm element here, what will be the force acting on that dm element due to all the remaining total mass? That is simple. I think you can tell what is the force on dm element. Dm into g at the surface into small r by capital R. You know that or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We know, sir.
Or I can, in another ways, gs is equal to gm by total mass by r square, or it is 4 by 3 pi r rho g. That also we can write. We should know this also. In terms of rho also we should know. Then
Small
we can
r.
get
Yes,
also by
yes,
converting to mass. If you are finding very difficult to learn, then no need, then you convert always from mass.
The gap
But
is very much,
otherwise,
sir. G surface.
otherwise if you can remember, then it will save our time. Little bit time it will save. That is it. Otherwise, no problem. You can always come from gm by r square. You can put m as 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho, and we will get answer quickly. It will not take even much time. We can do it fast. This, wait a second. Here it is divided by small r square, and small r is not here. So it, this into, I think it will become into r by r. That it will become. Right or not?
Yes, sir.
By r cube whole by 3 pi r.
More to be m by 4 by 3 by r small cube loss. Small r cube. Cancel.
Mass enclosed, yes. It will be mass enclosed. Right only. That way. This is not G at the surface. This is G at,
Then the point, sir, inside point.
it is inside point only. It is for r less than r.
Sir.
Now we want to integrate it to get the net force. So how to get the net force? Now net force will be integration of this. That will be 4 taken common, 3 taken common, pi taken common, rho taken common, g taken common. We are left with inside r into dm integral. And this r is also, I think I can take minus r vector because it is a minus r. I understand why it is minus towards origin it is. So minus r I can take, but it makes the things very simple now. You can see, you can observe it. Why should I go to the next page? I can finish it in the first page itself. Let me finish it here. This also we don't need, it is just side work, but okay, if you want, you can use it, but we shouldn't be knowing all this thing, right? Anyway, now force is coming out to be this. So I can take, what is this second term coming out to be? It is very important term again. If you notice, it is total mass m into
RCM bar.
RCM it will be. Now, what RCM I should take? For what I am integrating it? Am I integrating for the entire volume? No, I'm not integrating for the entire volume. I'm integrating only over the cubical volume inside. In that cubical volume, I'm integrating this dm. So therefore, I have to take the center mass of that cube, which is so simple to find out. R by 4 plus R by 8. What is R by 4 plus R by 8? That is 3R by 8.
R by 8,
What do we get? Then we get it as 4 by 3 pi rho g into m into 3R by 8.
Sir, pi rho g m R by 2, sir.
First of all, this is not total mass m. It's not the total mass m. It is something else. It will be mass of the cube only. What will be the mass of the cube? That mass of cube will be rho into. I'm assuming it will be
volume of the
rho into volume will become a cube.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, what is that? A means r by 4
R
cube.
by 4 whole cube.
R by 4 whole cube. So it will become r by 4 whole cube. That is m here. I will substitute it here. You do that substitution maybe, or okay, you do it in this place only, and then tell me the result after substituting.
R 4 by 128, sir. Pi rho g R power 4 by 128. Final answers. All substituting all this. RCM answer.
Yes, after substituting, what we are getting? Can you say it again?
128, sir.
R raised to power 4 by 120.
3 will not be there. Sir, 4 by 3 also after cancelling and telling.
That will be cancelling. Okay. Then what coefficient will appear in the beginning?
128, sir.
1 by 128.
Sir. The 4 cube 64 was there. That's why I picked up.
It is 4 cube, okay. But 4 cube will not give us that. 1 4 is cancelled already.
4 by 3 into RCM was 3 by 8. No, 3 gets cancelled. 4 by 2 and 2 into 64, 128.
Okay, it's 4 for the 16, it's 120. Right. Correct. This is F finally. Minus is just indicating it is towards the center. But magnitude wise, if I want to write, then magnitude wise, this is the force. So easily we are getting it because we don't integrate it here without. This is not the answer, by the way. This multiplied by 35 will be the answer because this we took for rho. But now we will use the form. We know that when it is proportional to the masses. This mass is, let us say, m1 7 times and m2 becomes 5 times. Then product should become
Directly proportional to product of masses.
It should become 35 times. And what should I write here finally? This is only for
128.
Means net F will be here. Okay, you understand now. I'm writing answer will be F is equal to 35 divided by 128 into pi into rho square into g into r raised to power 4. Such a simple answer, or we can say such a complex answer, but in such a simple way. It seems very complex. If you see in the options, you may get worried also that how to do, and this question also clears stuff, but it can be done almost orally, so easily we can do it. Okay. Anyway, so here also concept of center of mass, and in the above also concept of, in this also center of mass. This also we can do by center of mass, But why I don't recommend to do that way in this case? Because I think nobody remembers the center mass of this portion. Do you remember the center mass of this? I think we don't remember it. So because we don't remember the center mass, and yesterday we did by one method, that method was also very simple. We could do by that way only for such cases. Okay. So right. Next we can think. Okay, now we can go to our normal where we were. We were in first class, 11th class gravitation class notes. Scaling, yes, scaling based. This you can do or not. If it is rho and it is 0, you can do it now.
Yes, sir.
Easily, I think so.
Same way we can
First rho you take. First you take rho
multiply with the 3 times.
and multiply that by 3 times. Why I am taking rho only in the beginning? What is the reason behind that? The reason is simple. The formula
get uniformity now, sir.
into small r by capital R. This formula is valid only when it is uniform
Form density.
So therefore, we should start from that only. We should start with uniform density first. Then only we should move on to other cases. Scaling cases I will take. Right. See, this was also very simple. It was also one step answer only, not a difficult task. It's very simple in fact. Next we have this one here. So scaling means if I give you the field due to one cube at certain place, and I ask you what will be the field due to at maybe that place if the cube is doubled in or tripled in size, that kind of question we call as scaling questions. So we will scale up the things and we will find out what will be the result for after scaling up the things. For example, if I have a cube here, let me make a cube first. This cube I always find it difficult to make. Okay, assume it to be cube only. Anyway, now if I have a at some distance away from here, one point is there. Let us say this is a by a dimensions, everywhere a, and this is at a distance maybe a by 3. In terms of a, some distance you can assume. In terms of a, that is important. Or even if I assume it to be x, let us say somebody has given x, then also I will prefer to write it as x by a, let it be n. Then I will write x as n into a. Means I want to write it in terms of a, and I will give a reason why. I want to write all these in terms of a, and then I can ask this question now. What will be the field here? This field I'm giving you, and I'm asking you what will be field in this space if all these dimensions end up getting doubled. Means x is becoming 2x, a is becoming 2a, this a is becoming 2a. This means the cube is doubled, but other parameters remaining same, density, etc. remaining same. Then what will be the new field now? That kind of questions we call as questions of scaling. We are scaling up the things, we are magnifying the things, we're keeping the densities, etc. same, but we are magnifying the distances. Distances we are changing only. So as we are changing the distances, what effect do we have on the field that we want to find out? So we can do it in this way. It is like dimensional analysis. We know that field is proportional to g m by g is constant only, so we can say it is proportional to m by r square. M by r square, and m is proportional to r cube. So proportional to r cube upon r square. So it is proportional to, at last it is proportional to r only. E is proportional to r. So when we scale up the things, when we make all the dimensions doubled, then what do we expect? Then field should become 2 times. What will happen to the field?
Double.
Field will end up becoming in the same location 2 times. That is how we get the answers for such cases. It is very simple.
Without simplifying it just by you
What?
can say that.
What are you saying? Say it again.
Without simplifying much, we can say directly with proportionality. Already they will give value.
Proportional. Without having to worry about any other thing, keeping the other things same, density, etc. we are keeping to be same. If I change the density also, then obviously it will be proportional to the density also. Field will be proportional to density because field also depends on the mass. And if I change the density, mass is proportional to, then it will be proportional to rho and r also. So if I change rho and I change r, then we can find out what is the impact. And why it is important that I'm not keeping x to be same? Because if I keep x to be same and I change a only, then this distance will end up getting changed. Then I don't know what will be the formula for that particular location. I cannot tell now. because I don't have a formula, I don't have a function, but without knowing the function itself, then also by scaling by this method at the points which are proportionately increasing in dimensions, if all the points in the space are increasing proportionately, then we can say in this way, then field will also become what, how many times it will become? It will become just directly proportional to R only. Okay. Now, okay, imagine a scenario. You know what is acceleration? E is also equivalent to acceleration. E is equivalent to acceleration Gm by R square. Let us say we are sleeping in the night and we are waking up in the morning and we are finding everything is proportionately increased. Can we tell the difference? I think not possible to tell the difference, because your hands are also doubled, your fingers are also doubled, your nails are also doubled, switches, boards, everything you see, those things get doubled. Then I think you will find everything to be proportionate only, and probably you will not be able to tell the difference whether the things are getting doubled or not. Can you tell the difference? If everything is getting doubled but density etc. of the material is remaining same, probably we will not be able to tell the difference. What will happen on our feet? Will we find more pressure there? Let us check once. Let us say our foot is there and foot has some area A. What happens to the area? Area becomes 4 times or not? Area of foot will become 4 times.
Yes, sir.
And what happens to our mass? Our mass will become 8 times. Why? Because mass is proportional to the volume. Volume is depends on R cube. So mass will become 8 times. Then what happens on force per unit area? Force per unit area, 8 upon A. Force per unit area. The pressure on our feet will become, I think,
2 times.
2 times.
Sir.
We will feel the pressure. We will feel the pressure on our foot to be 2 times. And what happens to the acceleration due to gravity? Acceleration due to gravity also, as I told you, R becomes 2 times. Acceleration due to gravity also becomes 2 times. Acceleration due to gravity also becomes 2 times. Pressure on our feet also becomes 2 times. So things are increasing in a proportion. We can by that we can do certain questions, right? Will you be able to tell the difference? If you wake up in the morning, you will find more pressure on the feet, I think. So you can tell the difference. You will see that today we are feeling a little heavy. Although everything appears to be normal, but we are feeling a little heavy because the pressure on our feet is increasing. So, but now let us conduct another experiment. Maybe our body gets habituated to that pressure and we are not able to tell that whether our pressure is more or not. We are not able to tell because our body is also having that much strength. Maybe by that the strength also gets increased. And we want to conduct some other experiment to find out. So some other experiment we can conduct probably that I can take, my height was h. I will drop something from my height and I will see what time it takes to fall it down. What time it will take? Root 2h by g. But h is increasing in 2 times. G is increasing 2 times. Time taken to fall down will be same. H is increasing 2 times. G is increasing 2 times. I'm, let us say, dropping something from my hand. Again, it will take same time to fall. We cannot tell. Can we tell? We cannot tell because everything will be increasing in the same proportion. And the experiments we are conducting, we want to see now that if we are really doubled in size, then we may think that now the time taken to fall onto the earth should be different. But that will also not become different. Reason? Because G is also changed in the same proportion. So that the time taken to fall down will again become same. It will again become same. So really strange thing, but it will happen like that only. Anyway. Scaling is very interesting, really. So many questions we can do just by scaling.
Sir, doubt, sir.
Yes, asked.
Sir, in this case, E is directly proportional to m by x squared, no, sir?
Yes.
Then
not x square. M. It is completely wrong thing to say gm by. How do you know? You are giving me formula gm by x square as if the formula is gm by x square. The formula is not even that. What is the formula for this? We don't even know. This formula is for point masses. And for point masses, when we are from the center, we are at certain distance. It is not a point mass, it is a cube. And from the center, what is the distance? That is also different. How are you even writing this formula gm by x square? We know that it is somehow inversely proportional to the square of the distances. But what that exact relation will come, that I don't know. How I am sure that it will be inversely proportional to the square of the distance? Because by dimensional analysis also we know that it should have some term L raised to power minus 2. You know dimensional analysis?
Yes, sir.
Length raised to power minus 2 it should be. So by it is kind of dimensional analysis. You can think that way. Okay, that is what we call as scaling.
So all should be proportional. Then if one thing does not give be proportional, then we can't say, sir.
Then we can't say, obviously. If any one thing we don't keep in the same proportion, then the thing will change. Situation will be different. It is like saying this thing that everything is growing in the same proportion. We will not be able to tell the difference probably. But if everything is going in the same proportion and Suddenly I find that my width is not increased, but my height is increased. I can tell the difference quickly. I will be appearing to be a little more longer as compared to wide. So that will appear to be strange. We can find the difference. It will appear different over eyes. Okay. Anyway, although the thing which I am discussing, what we will find in day-to-day life, that is different thing. Here, while we are discussing for field, then forget your day-to-day life experiences. You just think in terms of this formula. Think in terms of this formula. Mass upon length square. Think in that terms only. And mass is proportional to length cube upon length square. So field will be finally proportional to length only. Just think in this terms. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So now will the speed of light remain constant? Will the speed of light remain constant or will it change? That will appear to be constant only. Why will it appear to be constant? Because everything is growing in size. So the meter scale which I kept in the night and I slept with that scale, that is 1 meter. It also became 2 meters, but I will not know that it is 2 meters because it is everything is growing in the same proportion. 1 millimeter is doubled, everything is doubled, and time remains the same. As I told you, the time taken for the objects to fall down, that is coming out to be same. That is not changing. Then the speed is nothing but the distance divided by time. So distance divided by time, the speed will remain same. So the speed of light, etc., those things will again remain same, even if everything is getting proportionately doubled. Right or not? Yes. Anyway, one more example of scaling I can take. This is for the bodies which are having 3 dimensions. Let us consider something which is having 2 dimensions. For example, this thing, a plate, a thin plate. It is just a 2-dimensional body. Sigma is there for this, and for this we don't define, let us say, rho, and thickness is negligible for it. And now for this I am finding out field in this place. What will happen to the field when it will be ending up getting doubled? Now I have to write the formula: mass upon length square, let us say. Then mass will be now proportional to, because it is not rho into volume, now it will be proportional to sigma into area. Sigma into L square upon L square. So but just proportional to sigma. If sigma remains constant, then I think now the field will remain constant. If everything is proportionately changed, the field will not change, field will remain same. And if we are at a distance, let us say x from here, this is something 2x, all distances are written in terms of same units, in terms of x units or in terms of a units, whatever we want. So now everything is changed in the same proportion. Then if I found that field yesterday or it was ex and dy, today also field will remain ex and dy only, despite changing all the things, as long as the sigma remains constant. Okay, understood now?
Yes, sir.
We can use it to answer certain cases. They ask sometimes this kind of question. It was asked once in, I think in KVPY also. It was asked once in KVPY. They asked, but that was asked for potential. Although potential we will do next week. At that time I will tell that question. For potential also we can use the concept of scaling. Okay, this kind of some question was there. Let us say at the corner of the cube they were asking something, and we had to find out what is the potential in some other location. I don't know what exactly the question was. Anyway, leave it. We can frame some questions like this also. One question that comes to my mind is this: if I have a hemisphere, and here at this point P, which is at a distance r from it, I am telling you, this is not based on scaling. This is based on superposition, I think so, and symmetry and superposition. Symmetry and superimposition. If I have viewpoint here and I'm giving you the field in this place, can you determine field due to this hemisphere at a distance r on the other side? I'm giving you at a distance r on one side and I want you to find at a distance r on the other side. Can you determine it? Or can you determine the field which is at a distance r, this side r, distance away. This is mass m, radius r, whatever you want. Here it is P. Can you determine field at point P? I cannot tell what is field at point P, but at least I can tell what is the component of field at point P. That I can tell for sure. Can you tell me which component I can tell and what it will be?
Yes, sir. Vertical component.
Vertical only we cannot tell. Opposite you are saying. In this we can tell only horizontal component.
So I'm saying
In
in
this
this
we cannot
second
tell.
case, sir.
In this, if I give you
Second
E,
case I was
if I
talking.
give you E, then I can tell this. And horizontal I can tell otherwise also. It will, by symmetry it will be 0 because both sides is the same type of situation. How
Yes,
can
sir.
horizontal I can tell it will be 0? That is by symmetry. Okay. What about for this particular case?
This case,
At P, can you tell? We can tell horizontal here. And what will be that horizontal? I can tell because I will think this way, that if I take another such identical hemisphere and I cover it from the top, then what it will become? It will become complete solid or not?
yes, sir. Complete solid.
And if it becomes complete solid, then I know the formula for that.
Yes, sir.
GM by
Then I know what will be the contribution of each half. Equal contribution of
Yes,
each
sir.
half along
Equal.
x-axis.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If
Equal.
it has equal contribution along x-axis for each,
Then it will
then
be
what
half
will be
of
E1?
that, sir.
E1 will be EX by 2. Whatever
Yes, sir.
E we get from here, whatever that E1 will be E by 2. E1 E along x. E along x will be E by 2. What about E along y? That I cannot tell. But I know it will not be upwards, I think. Will it be upwards? That does not make sense to me. It will be
It
It will
towards the
be
mass. So it will be
downwards, sir.
downward.
That means
downwards.
yes, sir.
But what it will be, that I don't know. This is unknown. This we cannot tell. But I can tell very easily what is EX. What will be EX? EX will be obviously for the total, this mass is M, this mass is M. Half of 50-50, then it becomes 2M. If it becomes 2M, then total E comes out to be G into 2M by R square. Will it become G into 2M by R square or not for
Yes,
total?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Because now it is a solid sphere. For solid sphere, we can tell it is G into 2M by R square. And once we know for that, then I can go to this and I can determine.
Then a G
I can
into,
determine
yes,
for one. So for
GM by
one, it
2,
becomes
GM by 2
Gm by
square.
R square. So I am Gm by R square only. 2 cancels Gm by R square now.
Yes, sir.
I think mass also we need to do half now, sir. Then.
Mass is here, it is 2m and it is becoming m. It is half only. What?
Okay, okay. Oh, yes, sir. 2M already I have written.
M for each part. M for each part it was.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Little bit confused.
Therefore, now it becomes Gm by R square. This mass is m. I have to answer according to this mass. I will not answer according to this mass, obviously. This mass is m, and in terms of that, I am writing. So I am getting Gm by R square. Okay. That only. Now, I can tell one more thing, that the field due to half will be more than the half of the total field. Means field due to half piece will be more than the half of the total field. That we can say, right? Is it more or not? Because it has no y component which is uncancelled, so it has more than half of the field. Okay, whatever that y is, that we don't know, that will be tough to find out, but we can still say. And this will be valid. This logic will be valid for solid as well as for hollow hemisphere, or as well as for any other symmetric object. If I take cube, for the cube also I can ask such questions. I can say that for the full cube at this point E P away, field was E. Obviously it will be in this direction. They will not tell us direction. It will be by symmetry. It will be towards the cube face only. And then I will say that I have broken the cube into 2 half pieces, and due to 1
And
half
also
piece,
same,
what will be the
sir.
field
E
here?
by 2.
Then
E
I
by
know
2.
field due to 1 half will be E by 2, but
Other half also E by 2.
some y component will come now, which we don't know what it will be. Why that y component did not exist in the beginning? Because that was getting cancelled. But due to 1 half only, it will be existing. Okay. Such kind of questions we can answer. One more question is there that is also interesting. Let me discuss that one now. That
Sir.
is for hollow. Yes. Say.
That case, sir. Up one.
What up one?
Below at a distance of r and above at a distance of r.
Oh, that I left. Sorry. I will come to that also. But there is one more case which is coming to my mind. I will
Okay,
do
sir.
that one after this. This is a hollow hemisphere now. This is hollow. Above cases I discussed for hollow, valid, and for but yes, uniformity is important in such cases. Uniformity we are discussing, because the formula etc. which we are applying, those are valid for uniform.
Density.
Hollow uniform sphere. I told, I think in the beginning of this class, that whenever I don't say uniform but I just give some shape, you assume it to be uniform only. Hollow sphere at this point P here. This is a very interesting question. I don't know if you will be able to answer or not. At this point P here, what will be the field at P point? It is an interesting question. At this point P, what will be the field? Which is in the same plane. It is in the same plane as that of,
Okay.
we can say, the open face of the hemisphere,
understood.
hollow hemisphere.
That I come.
What will be the field? What will be the direction? Sorry, only direction I have to tell. What will be the direction?
Downward.
Direction of field will be in which
Downward.
side? I will give you different directions, and you have to tell me which direction. This side,
Yes.
this side, this side, this side, this side, Let us consider it like north, south, east, west. So you tell me in that way: north, south, east, west, southwest, southeast,
Maybe
northeast,
exactly north, southwest, sir.
northwest.
In
Which
between
side it will
south
be?
and west.
At P point, which side the field will be?
South.
Southwest.
One boy is saying south,
Southwest,
one boy is
sir.
saying southwest.
Southwest. I was thinking. Southwest means need not to be exactly 45 degrees, no, sir. Something in between south and west.
Okay. Yes, not necessarily 45. Yes, sorry. Yes, something in this side, but
Yes, sir.
not necessarily 45. But actually, answer is wrong. Answer is exactly south. That is surprising part here. If I would be in your place, I would also be answering the same thing. In fact, when I first faced this question, probably I also answered the same thing only, because this is our first impression normally, and that's why it's an interesting and good question. But actually, it is not true. It is contradicting our normal common sense. It will be downwards. Reason. Can somebody think of a reason? Now, this reason again comes by symmetry. What I will do?
Sir, we'll think,
Our
sir.
whole cube is
Sir, we'll think on.
I will make a hole. This thing here. Okay. And this thing is valid only for hollow sphere. Don't apply it for cube, etc. Because for the cube, we don't know how the field will be inside. But for hollow sphere, we know the cube field inside. For the cube, for a hollow cube, do we know the field inside? No, we don't know. It may be non-zero field, and how it will be, we don't know. But for hollow sphere, we know inside field is zero. Net field inside is zero.
yes,
So
sir.
now, let us say, I'm assuming, let us say it has field EY and it has also field radially inverse. Let us call it as E radial, ER. Then when both together will be joined, then I will be getting EY this side due to 1, and I will be getting EY due to the other on the other upper side. But ER
Sir,
will
I
not get
understood,
cancelled,
sir.
it will become 2ER.
ER will be in this
Then net
direction,
to
sir.
ER should be 0.
Right side, 0. Yes, sir.
Net field should be 0 because this is the net field now. Net field is coming out to be, by adding these two, net field is coming out to be 2ER. But we know net, E net, we know E net is equal to 0. And if it is 0, then ER contribution due to each part
Always
also
0
should be
only, sir. Whether
0.
it is
That is
full
interesting.
or half.
Therefore,
Okay,
then here, at any point on this open face, the field will be
Will be
just
downwards.
vertically downwards along the axis of this, and it will not be in any other direction. It will not be in radial direction. It will be just along the axis. That is interesting thing actually, very interesting and very simple reason for that. We know this reason. Okay. One more question. Okay, that question now which I left here. Tell me, what is the field at this place? Let us call one field as E1. E1 is given to you. What I'm asking you to find out E2. You have to find E2 in terms of maybe let us take its mass to be m, and in terms of mass m, you have to find out and distance r, and E1 you have to find out E2. I am decorating it for some time, and you keep on thinking about it. Symmetry.
Sir, I'm thinking same, sir.
Think again.
So one show that question again, sir. The stack.
E1 is
Same
given, we have to
distance
find
from
E2.
center, sir. Yes, not only, sir. Same distance from center it was given. Point.
Right.
Okay, sir.
Sir, E by 2.
Wrong. How are you applying such logic? You have not understood anything which I am telling you. How are you applying E by 2? I don't understand. Means you are thinking that this is a symmetry case. How are you getting that idea E by 2? It is, I don't know what even makes you feel that it is E by 2. And we can verify also very quickly. Let us say I am very, very far away from it. If I am very, very far away from it, then this will appear like a point mass. And for point mass, I can so see that if it is same distance away in both sides, then the field will be equal. How can it be E by 2? You tell me. If R is very, very large, small r is very, very large as compared to the radius, then it will appear like a point mass or not?
What is the answer, sir? It is same, sir.
No, it cannot be same also.
Yes,
If it is same in one case, now you are assuming it to be same. How are you imagining such things really?
sir, I'm asking you, sir. What was the answer?
No, it is not same. It is very simple. I don't know what you are even doing really from so long. And it means you have not understood all these cases. What we are doing, we don't know what is the formula for this, but we know what is the formula for hole or not.
Yes, sir.
Then take it and cover it up from the top. Cover it up from the top. If I cover this first mass from the top, then I will be getting a total solid or not?
Yes, sir.
Then from there you can tell what is the field in those places, and then superimposition you apply. Superimposition we have to apply symmetry and superposition. That is the heading for this. We have to use this symmetry and superposition only, and we will be getting the from that answers. If you move it up like this here, this way I move it up. I move it here this side. Now in this place, I know what is the net field. Do I know the net field in P point or not? I know net field at P point will be G into 2M. G into 2M by R square. That will be the net field or not?
Yes,
Say
sir.
something.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
J into 2M by
Then
R square.
from that, what is the contribution of the lower? Contribution of lower is E1 that we have given already, minus E1. Then that will be the contribution to the upper one. So what is the field to the upper one in this place? That is G into 2M by R square minus E1. And that is what we are asking here. That is only E2. That is only E2 or not? With respect to the upper surface, with respect to upper face,
Sir, yes.
yes, we are getting it then. G into 2M by R square minus E1. That will be the answer.
Yes, sir.
That only. Right. Next case, I was thinking of something. Wait a second. This case is also very nice and interesting. What is the field through the hole in this hollow spherical, thin spherical shell? Hollow sphere, we can say simply. Yes.
The symmetry we can say, I think, as we remove that, generally at center it is 0 now, sir, for hollow sphere. Sir.
Yes.
So when we remove this part, then only difference makes that exactly opposite to that the part will exert electric field now. Maybe.
No. Why will it? Why exactly opposite will act? Who will stop this to pull here this side? How can this field not be existing? This will also have some field or not? This point mass here will have some field this side. Now this part will also have vertical component and horizontal. Horizontal will get cancelled out by this part,
Sir, this
but
part
the vertical will remain uncancelled. Vertical will remain uncancelled.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. But also.
Hmm. Okay, so diagram is large now. We can just see here. Let's say this is blue portion. Due to the blue portion, the field is this blue field, and due to the dark portion, the field is the dark field. These two fields will cancel or not? Net field is 0.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For
Before
hollow.
if it was
Dark
removed.
portion is, what is the hole here? The hole, I am removing the little disc from here. This is small disc here, tiny disc I am removing from it. And in that tiny disc, I want to find out this. Let us keep it separate here like this. And I want to find field at a point very close to, because I want to find at the hole itself. If I want to find at the hole itself, then I want to find at a point which is on the hole, means which is very close to the disc, this disc, right? If we have a point very close to the disc, then even if disc is small, this disc will appear to be infinite to this. And if it appears to be infinite to this, then what will be the formula for the field? G sigma omega. What solid angle it will subtend? If it is infinite disk, then by taking two parallel infinite disks, this side and this side, we can cover the total, which will become 4 pi. So if I'm covering one side only, then it will become G sigma into 2 pi. That will be for infinite disk. You know it or not?
Yes,
Sir, we know,
For
sir.
the disk, I think I gave you this
But the
formula.
disk at a
normally,
point, sir. We
G
know it.
sigma omega. But if we are very close to the disk, or I can write this thing, G sigma into 2 pi into 1 minus cos theta. But
Then
if we are
cos
very
theta
close to
will
the disk,
become
then
0,
theta will
sir.
become 90. Cos theta becomes 0, then it becomes G sigma 2 pi.
G
That will
sigma
be cancelled.
Okay, sir.
Right? So we are very close. It is G sigma 2 pi. Okay, fine. That is done. Then that should be also due to the remaining portion, because net is 0. Net is 0. So whatever is the local field due to the disk, that same field should be due to the remaining portion. So I will take this only to the remaining field also. So what is the field due to the remaining portion? That is same thing as this, but direction is just opposite. Okay.
Actually, sir,
Yes.
before I supposed to tell this one is, sir. That means exactly opposite in the sense that part of the field will
Actually,
act.
that is correct. But what you were saying, I felt you were saying this thing. That exactly opposite this side. You said, I thought that you are saying exactly opposite area here. This will cancel this. I was thinking this. No, not on
No,
this
sir, I was
area.
not.
This is being cancelled by this whole surprising thing. This whole is exerting same field as this little local piece here. These fields are equally cancelling each other.
Yes, sir. Yes. But I understood, sir.
If you said that only, then it was correct. If you said
Yes,
that
sir.
only, then it was
This one
correct.
I was telling. Yes, sir.
Then it is correct only. Then it's correct. But then the point was, after this also the point to be known is how to find due to local also. So due to local, this way we will find out the way I told you, because we know the formula for that disk. Just we'll keep the disk to be infinite. Although,
Yes.
see, this is a very nice example of when we say it is very small, when we say it is very big, it is all relative. Disk is very small here because I said clearly small hole.
A small
It
hole.
is very small. But at the same time, it is large enough. When we are taking a point even close to it, then it is becoming a large enough, because the point is just on it. Point is very close to it. So it becomes large enough. So it is both small as well as large at the same time, depending upon relative to what we are taking. As compared to the whole structure, it is small hole. But as compared to the point which is just on the hole itself, then this is very close to that.
Yes, sir. Sir. Disconnected.
Sir,
Now,
Yes. Sir, did you
let's
die?
say this is the case. This is the case. I want to find out what is the time taken by the mass m to reach up to certain depth, maybe up to certain height inside, or up to the center also it may be. What time it will take to reach there? That we may ask to find out. So how to find out that time? And moreover, we can ask this question in two ways. I can ask that it is just dropped at the surface, or I can ask it is dropped at a height above. I will be discussing all these cases. I will be discussing that first when it is just at the surface only. Then I will be discussing when it is far away from the surface. Huh?
We found no variation of G with depth. Use that
we know
net, I think.
we know how G varies with this. Let this from here to here, let this distance be x, depth is x. Then I can write acceleration as v into dv by dx. Displacement is not r, displacement is x. V into dv by dx is equal to gs into r minus x by r. Can we get velocity from here?
Yes, sir. By
We can get, I
integrating.
think, v into dv is equal to gs into 1 minus x by r into dx integral. We can do that, and after that we will do what we will do after that. Velocity must be known as a function of x, distance x covered, 0 to initial velocity 0 to b. After that, time taken, I will get by dx by dt. Dx by dt will be velocity v. Velocity is already as a function of x. Velocity will be some function of x. So I will be getting dx by velocity as a function of x is equal to dt integral, and I will be getting time 0 to t. And whatever depth it goes, if it goes total depth up to this, now it may be radius of earth also, or it may be radius by 2, whatever it is, up to that distance we have to take. But it can be done only up to the center. After that, I think I will have to do something else. I have to do up to center separately, after that separately. Reason is, after that it is not accelerating, it is retarding, and if it is retarding,
The direction changes, sir.
then yes, after that we have to do separate analysis, right? Direction will change.
Yes, sir.
Up to this we can do this way. Up to radius r we can do in this way only.
Okay.
Okay. Can we get the time? We can get. And after getting time, what else? Wait a second. Let us do one thing. Maybe it is complicated in integration and we are not able to do. Let us see. Let us get through it completely. G at the surface into 1 minus x by r will become x minus x square by
2
r.
That is v square by 2.
That is v square by 2. Then next here, we will be getting dx upon 2r x minus x square into gs divided by 2r. 2r will come here. No. Under root is also there.
Yes, sir.
And 2 is also there. This will be the final result of v. dx by v is equal to dt 0 to t 0 to r.
Root 2 we can cancel out.
Up to
Root 2 we can get cancelled.
root 2 will get cancelled out finally.
Yes.
GS will come out. That is not a problem. The problem still is how to integrate this dx upon
I think we can integrate, sir. Quadratic, there is a rule.
we can integrate.
Inside we can make that square form.
Something complete square we need to
If we make it in, no, first of all, I'm thinking about another thing. Okay, we also think that way also we should think. First, I'm thinking x square should have negative sign here or positive. I was thinking, should it be, means finally time should be positive only, no? I'm
Yes,
thinking
sir.
time will come out to be positive or is it coming out to be negative? Although we don't care about such things much. I told you in physics especially, if we get opposite sign, we will finally correct the sign. Finally, we will correct the sign because we know time cannot be negative. But I'm thinking that in the beginning itself, is it okay or here already some mistake is done? I think no mistake is done because in this case, acceleration is positive only.
No, sir, just
And,
put the values and we can
time-
check it out, sir. 0 to r. Whether root is becoming negative or
Yes,
positive.
we can do that. Well, if I put r here, r minus r square by 2r, r by 2, yes, positive.
Positive only, sir, it was.
Correct only then, correct only. Then correct only. I was thinking because v square should not come out to be negative.
Yes, sir, yes.
That was my worry here, but no, it is now not wrong, that, and it is correct only. Then we can do it, it seems. What we will be getting outside? R by G at
Root
the
r by
surface.
root gs.
And inside, we can write it as, what should I write? 4 r square I will add. No, I will subtract 4r square and I will.
Yes sir, no sir. Plus r square minus of r minus x whole square.
Sir, that is x minus r whole square now.
R square minus R minus X whole square.
No, sir. X minus 2 or not. X minus R only. 2 over.
Oh yes,
X
because
minus R1
I
and
got
R
it.
square,
I
sir.
understood.
Yes, sir.
I understood. You are right only. R square minus X minus R whole square. I think. Let us check once. Is it coming out to be this or not? That only.
But 4 whole under 2 also. Okay, that's it. That only, sir.
That only, sir, we get, yeah.
Same
Then
only.
how to solve it?
Wait, sir. Check once.
By putting X minus R as R sine theta.
Yes, sir. R
Then
cos
we can write
theta.
anything.
We can put anything.
Or R cos theta also is okay. We
Yes,
can write
sir.
R cos theta or R sin theta. Then it will become dx will become here R cos theta d theta. R cos theta d theta in the numerator. Denominator will be R
R
cos
cos
theta only.
theta. Yes, sir.
R cancel, cos theta cancel.
Integral
Very
Yes,
d
sir.
simple
theta.
result, class. We are getting just theta,
Equals to
and then
theta.
theta I will convert back. Theta will convert back again in
Sin
terms of
inverse
that.
of
Sin inverse of X minus
sin
R by
inverse of
R, sir.
X minus R by R.
Yes, sir.
Sin inverse of x by
X minus R by R.
X
sin inverse
minus
of
R by R.
That is 1 minus R.
R by R.
X minus
That
R by R.
only.
That's it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Limits from
Limits
0
from
to R.
0 to R. That is sin inverse 0. 0 minus sin inverse
1 pi minus 1 by 2.
pi by 2, I think, sir. Pi by 2.
Yes, sir. Pi by 2.
Pi by 2 into root over g by RS. That's it.
No, but negative or positive?
Positive only, sir.
Plus pi by 2, I think, sir.
Plus pi by 2 only. Because of minus into minus sin inverse minus 1.
0 minus of minus pi by 2.
Okay, fine then.
Pi by 2 only, sir.
Then write pi by 2 into root of
R by GS.
is equal to
Full
time.
terms of the records.
Then fine, then we are getting. If it collides with the ground and then it goes, but will it reach the same height again? If collision is perfectly elastic, it will reach the same height. Then the time taken will be same in upward journey. But if it is not perfectly elastic, then the time taken in upward journey will be less. Then it will not be able to reach back to the same height. If
Yes, sir.
it collides with V, and it comes back with E into V,
EV.
then the
Then
height to
velocity
which
decrease,
it-
time also decrease.
EV to 0 we need to integrate.
Yes, then we have to EV to 0 we have to do, and again we will have to write the same formula for acceleration, but this time we will be going upwards. Okay, this time we'll be going up.
Negative sign direction.
Next we have okay, what else is there? Let us take that also. When it goes up, then what happens if it is going up? So if it is returning up with velocity v and going up by distance x, then formula will become directly the same gx into x by r. But I have to write v into dv by dx this time as minus of this. Why minus? Because it is returning.
Nothing, sir.
Then I think integrate it, limits put 0 to x, and then v limits
Then we
put
can
v.
get it.
We will be putting from initial
to
velocity
0.
will be e into
E
v naught,
into
but
0.
whatever
Yes.
velocity it was having. If it was striking with v naught velocity, then it will become e into v naught. E into v naught to 0. E is the coefficient of restitution. Then this limits we can put of v, and we can put the limits of x from 0 to whatever height it is, h, 0 to h height. After doing that, next what we can do?
Next again, sir, time we can find out.
We can again find out the other time. find out the time. It may be slightly lengthy, but we can do it. Anyway, next we have, this time will come out to be same, although I know that already, but I know it because of one more thing which I know, which you don't know. It is executing some SHM. In SHM, time period does not depend on the amplitude, and it only depends on if it is going from mean to the extreme position. From mean, if it is in the center, that is like mean position. From mean to the extreme, whether extreme is here or extreme is here, that time will be same only. So whatever time it takes to fall down, same time it will take to go up. Then same time it will take to go down. That time will not change. That will come out to be same. We don't have to keep on calculating every time. If you want, you can prove it. I'm giving you it as a task. Prove it yourself only. That will the time again be same or not? Assume where the velocity was v0. First of all, assume some velocity was there. Here I can get v0 velocity. How to get v0 velocity? By putting x as r. V is equal to v0 at x equal to r. Let it be at the center. If it is up to the center, and from there it collides back, then it will be executing SHM only. If it collides somewhere from between, then it will not be like that. Then we have to do again from there because then it will not be same time. But if it is colliding from the center, then you observe it once. Will the time period come out to be same or not? You can check it. Okay.
Okay.
Next we have what else we have? Superposition principles. I can take more questions. There is no limit. For example, I can take such questions. One wire, second wire, third wire, and I will give you one point here. This is also nice and good question. It will be comma A, comma B, comma C. A, comma B, comma C, and lambda, lambda, lambda. Find out the net gravitational field at this point. Find out the net gravitational field at this point. Would you like to give it a try? It is a tough question, although you may need to do in vector form properly. You will commit mistakes otherwise. But first you think. After that, I will explain you how to do. First you think at least. You can refer back the pages.
Using the formulas, we can do no, sir. Exact coordinates.
You can open the book. You can use the formula. You can open the book, whatever you want to do. But I want you to get its answer at least in 5 minutes, or maybe 6-7 minutes. Also no problem. It is a good question because. Okay, do it once. It starts from origin and goes to infinity in 3 directions. Along 3 axes, there is a mass m kept, and we have to find out its gravitational field.
So you're not asking at that point, sir, ABC?
Yes, at that point only. So what is that? What else I said?
Okay, sir.
No, what else could I ask in this? I don't know what you are thinking.
So
This is going up to infinity, infinity, infinity. Here we have to find the
rods
field.
are infinity. Okay, sir. Okay.
So rods are up to from here. From these rods only there will be field. Otherwise, what will be exerting field on this point? These rods are only exerting. These rods are of
Yes,
lambda.
sir. I know that, sir. I'm thinking you said some other about the point.
No. Okay, wait a second. I think before I ask you this will become too complicated for you. It seems. Let me ask some simple questions first. Let me ask one simple before this. After that, you will get an initiation for this question, and you can do this also. First, you do these simple questions first. Let us say this one you do first. Due to this rod, you know the formula although, but how to apply formula sometimes that also you may not be knowing properly. Due to this rod, you want to, because you know only this formula when we are here and comfortably one side angle alpha, other side beta. But you don't know when we are in some other location, we are not in this place, we are in some other location altogether, like at this point. Now we are not even able to drop a perpendicular on it. Are we? No, because it exists from, it starts from here to here. But it is given to you that this angle is given and the other angle is also given. This is alpha and this is total is beta, let us from here, from the perpendicular. And now you have to find out E perpendicular and E parallel both, or maybe E net. This you have to find out. And also you have to find out this distance is given as D. Last time I don't know what I took it as. Did I take it as D or A? What I took it?
Perpendicular distance as A, sir.
A. Let me take that only so that you are habituated with that A. Let me take it as A. Now find out field at P. This is given as lambda. Alpha beta is given. In terms of alpha beta and A, I want answer. In terms of alpha beta and A, E parallel as well as E perpendicular. First you do this.
Sir, in E parallel.
E?
Sir, parallel.
Yes. Yes, E parallel. Getting?
Sir, before we got
See,
no
very
E
simple
parallel
way
from
to do this.
G lambda by
Wait a second.
Sir,
E parallel, we know, I have told you E parallel also. What I was saying, 2G lambda by A into cos of alpha
into
minus
cos
cos of
alpha
beta.
minus cos.
Cos of smaller angle minus cos of bigger angle. Direction we already know. I told you this way. Remember cos of smaller angle minus cos of bigger angle, and direction is this side. What about E perpendicular? What is E perpendicular? E perpendicular will be 2G lambda by A into sine of beta plus sine of minus alpha divided by 2. I will give you reason why minus alpha here. You remember when I derived this, then I took this angle as negative when it was in opposite side. But this time this alpha angle is also in the same side only. It means I have taken alpha to be negative, but that is valid only for which cases? When it is in the opposite side. But when it will be in the same side, then this alpha now again should be taken with negative sign. Okay. If we don't want to derive it again from the beginning, then I know that this angle alpha is different from the angle which we had taken there. So this should be taken with negative sign now. So it will become 2G lambda by A into sine beta minus sine alpha by 2. In cos, it will become 2G lambda by
in
A E parallel.
cos alpha plus cos beta by 2.
Cos
sir.
of minus alpha plus cos of beta by 2. That they are also like that only. But cos minus alpha is also cos.
That one is
No,
cos
sorry.
alpha plus cos
Sorry,
beta by 2.
Is it minus or
Cos
plus? It is plus
alpha
only.
minus cos beta is.
No, do we have plus there or minus?
Sir,
Minus.
actually cos beta minus cos alpha, sir.
Then right. No,
Smaller
don't say
angle.
beta. I don't remember beta minus alpha or alpha minus beta.
Cos of
Remember
smaller
cos
angle
of
minus cos of larger
small
angle.
cos of smaller angle minus cos of bigger angle.
Then
Do you
cos
remember this
alpha
one?
minus cos beta by 2.
Why do we remember this way? Because I know already that E parallel will be towards the mass, towards the larger mass, and E perpendicular will be perpendicular, obviously. Where even if perpendicular is not in the pointing towards the mass, it is pointing somewhere else, but it will be in the same line, line extending the mass, line extending the rod. If I extend the line of the rod, then E perpendicular will be perpendicular on that. It will be in that direction, right?
Okay.
So this is E parallel, this is E perpendicular. Did you get that only?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Same
There
only,
is
sir.
another way.
Replacing out.
There is another way. I told you this will act like a equivalent circular arc.
Arc.
And if it acts like equivalent circular arc, then for that equivalent circular arc, what is this angle here? This angle will become beta minus alpha. And then if it is beta minus alpha, then the field will be this side. What will be that field? That E net will come out to be
2c
2g lambda by
come
a
out to be
lambda by
sine
A
of
into
alpha
sine
minus
of
beta by 2,
2g
sir.
lambda by A into sine
Sine
of
of alpha minus beta by 2, sir.
beta minus alpha
Beta minus alpha by 2.
by 2.
Yes, sir.
That it is. Once I know this net field, then I know what angle it makes with the E perpendicular. Then E perpendicular is component of E in this direction, which is beta minus alpha by 2 plus alpha. That is beta plus alpha by 2 of cos term. Cos of this. What is E parallel? E parallel will become E sine of
Alpha
beta plus
And
alpha
also
by
same
2.
only we get, sir. Again sine rule of.
Then also we should be getting same 2g lambda by A into sine of beta minus alpha by 2 into cos of beta plus alpha by 2. Now you use
Same only
this.
getting, sir.
Getting same? Yes, we should be getting
Yes,
same.
sir.
This is another way to do. Now, this was somewhat easier. This is slightly more complicated than that. Try once this one also, or maybe you can try it and I can discuss tomorrow. That also can be done. If you want today only, you can try today also. Why is it complicated? Let me give you the reason for that. Because you don't know the formula actually of the net field vector wise, but here we want to add vectorially, and you don't have any formula for vector. You have a formula magnitude wise, that is okay, but nothing for vector wise. How to find out vectorially? That you have to think first.
Direction cosine.
How to find vectorially for a single rod having alpha one side, beta other side angle.
we found that.
E parallel means simple only. E parallel means if it is rod along y axis, then E parallel will be j cap. Rod along z axis, E parallel we can get easily. Can we or not?
Yes, sir.
But after getting E parallel, how to get E perpendicular? This you think, how to get this? E parallel is much easier. I recommend do this way. E parallel will be along I cap, j cap or k cap, depending upon which case we are taking. I cap, j cap and k cap. Once we know E parallel, I want to get E perpendicular. How to do that? That we can do by excuse me.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, for each rod we can find and we can apply direction cosine. Sir, can't we do like that?
You can do that, but I don't know you are doing correctly or not. How will you do for each rod and how to find direction cosines and direction cosines of what? Direction cosines of what you will be finding of the vector net vector or what? Direction cosines of what?
Of that point, just we can find.
What you will do by direction of cosines of point? I need the direction cosines. I need the vector direction E1, E2, and E3. If I tell you this point is in this direction, then how will it help us to get the direction of E vector and E2 vector and D3 vector. How will it tell us that direction? Because it is a three-dimensional thing. For example, it may be something like this. This is one. Let us say it is a finite rod. If it is a finite rod, then it will be in three-dimensional like this. More complicated. Then in which direction it will be? How will you tell directly? I don't understand how are you thinking to tell that.
तो मुझे मम्मा बात करेगी. I cannot see it anymore.
Would you like to give it a try? Or do you want me to do? Okay. Tell me for first. Wait a second. Let us call x as first, and y as 2, and z as 3. Tell me for first one. For first one, what will be the perpendicular distance of this point up to the first rod?
B, sir. B.
How can it be B? I really don't understand. How are you even getting that logic B?
Okay, sir.
Really? It is a three-dimensional thing. It is like a cuboid here. How are you getting strange idea of B? It is like this. From here to this place. This is the perpendicular distance.
Root over B square plus C square, sir.
Now you may be right, but I'm not sure. Wait a second. A, yes, root of B square plus C square. That is right. You said root of
B square.
B square plus C square. That is correct now. That is correct. And angle, what angle it will be forming? This side angle is alpha. And the other side it is 90. You know, if it is an infinite rod one side, but one side it is finite. Where it is finite, that side, this is angle P. Then angle made by line connecting P to the end with this. Yes, you are right. I think, okay, that's why you are saying alpha, beta, gamma. Yes, this we need here. Direction cosines we need, and we can find those alpha, beta, gamma easily. Those we need. So that will give us one side of angle, and other side of angle is always 90 degree for each. So when we are writing sine of alpha plus sine of 90 degree by 2. For other case, we will be writing sine of beta plus sine of 90 by 2, something like that, right?
Yes, sir.
You are correct in that way. That we are correct, but again, that you are getting magnitudes. How to tell the direction? Because if you don't know the direction, how will you even add these? If you don't know the directions, direction will be. Now think about direction of one only, then you will be getting by that way for others also. Direction of this will be towards the rod this side, this blue direction, this side only. Then you can tell which direction it is. How to tell this direction? I know this will become along this direction, means y b minus j cap, b along minus j cap, and c along minus k cap. This is the magnitude divided by v square plus c square. This is a unit vector. This is the unit vector which is in perpendicular direction for x, the field due to the rod along x-axis. This is that unit vector. This unit vector multiplied by E perpendicular will give me the field along x-axis. And how to get along, sorry, not along x-axis, the field due to rod along x-axis. How to get the field parallel, E parallel? E parallel we will be getting just by multiplying by I cap. So yes, now we can do, I think so, this way for one, and same way for the other, same way for the third. Now we can follow cyclic order. Cyclic order means once we know one component, then I know B will change to C, C will change to A, and so on. J will change to K, K will change to I. That way we will keep repeating. E parallel will change to E parallel for, this is E parallel for X, this is E perpendicular for X. Then this will become E perpendicular for X, E parallel for X. Then similarly for Y, similarly for Z. Okay, try to get it. I can, now I have given you enough idea also. You can do it now, I think so. And we can discuss the result tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
In fact, this is the result only. This is the result, in fact, now. After that, only one thing is that you have to just put the values. As far as the values are concerned, that also you are doing right only. I think you said that we will be putting values by taking the direction cosines, and yes, that will help us. Direction cosines will help us because we need cos alpha angle also. But other than cos alpha, we need sin alpha also. Where we need sin alpha, there also we can get, because 1 minus cos square alpha under the root will give us sin alpha.
Yes, sir.
So you are on the right track. You can get the answer, I think so. And out of these, what thing will come common among all? Among all, one thing will come common, and that will be G lambda by, no, that will not come common. G lambda will only come common, G lambda. G lambda by perpendicular distance, that will also be different for different cases. So what can be taken common only? Only G lambda. Right?
Yes, sir.
Can you do it now?
Sir, here for alpha, directly sin alpha is equals to this perpendicular distance where you can write, right?
Sin alpha is what? B square
Plus C square
plus C square.
root over A square plus B square plus C square.
Yes. Obviously, we can do that.
Yes, sir. We will get cos by direction cosines cos alpha A by root over A square plus B square.
That is also correct only. Cos alpha also
Yes.
we will get.
We can
Both
work
are correct.
different.
I recommend to do this. Write it as A upon R. Means why should we write such big thing A square plus B square? Assume its position vector to be R vector something and write in that terms. Some things we have to write less. It will not become bulky expression.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, then you do it, and tomorrow I will discuss. Okay?
Sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right. Okay, then bye.